live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Rockford police are kept busy over a violent Halloween weekend. 7 people are on the mend after a series of shootings. Investigators work to track down multiple gunmen.
A daughter mourns the loss of her mother. Investigators say the woman's ex-husband killed her. Family members hope to inspire others to find the strength to leave abusers.
Like moths to a flame, tourists from outside of our community were drawn to the chaos here in Kenosha.
The trial of Kyle Rittenhouse gets underway in Kenosha. It's now up to 9 men and 11 women to determine if Rittenhouse was a vigilante or defending himself. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. 2 days into November, Rockford police released Halloween weekend crime statistics.
7 people were shot between Friday and Sunday. That includes one man who was rushed to the hospital after being shot on North Church Street Friday night. The next day, 2 people were gunned down at a Halloween party on Lake and Terrace. Then a teenage boy was struck by gunfire while riding in a car with an elderly woman on North Main Street. Sunday night, 2 people were shot on Seminary Street, and another man was targeted on Young Street. While some of the victims remain in critical condition, investigators say none of the shootings were fatal. We're learning more about the 36-year-old woman who was killed by her ex-husband. LaShonda Bowser was shot in her car last month outside her home on Laurie Drive.
Charles Cowart is charged with her murder. Police found him dead the next day at a hotel in the Chicago suburbs. They say he killed himself. Rachel Perry spoke with the victim's daughter. Rachel, she tells you Cowart and her mom were divorced when this happened.
Yeah, Mimi and Eric. Tiana tells me Cowart wouldn't leave her mom alone. Now she has a message for other women battling domestic abuse.
Don't do things your way. Just call the police. Do something, because you need somebody that's going to protect you.
This is one of the last pictures 20-year-old Tiana Bowser has of her mom, LaShonda. The background on her phone, now a constant reminder of a life taken too soon.
It's like 2 days before it happened, I'm trying to lay with her in the bed. She stayed tickling under my arm. I'm like, can I just lay here, please?
It's a moment Tiana will never forget. LaShonda shot to death here in a car outside her home on Laurie Drive. Police say her ex-husband, Charles Cowart, fired the weapon, turning the gun on himself in a Bolingbrook hotel just a day later.
In a way, I feel like he won. He got what he wanted. He's not hurting her anymore. He's hurting us. But I just feel like he got the easy way out.
In Rockford this year, 40% of violent crime is domestic related. Tiana says her mom was scared of Cowart, even going as far as changing the locks, but she says it only made things worse.
For a while, she'd been telling him, okay, you have to go, but it's just, he was such a leech. He sucked the energy from her.
Tiana is now trying to move forward, keeping this photo on her phone as a reminder of her mom's love, hoping no one else will have to share her pain.
She was sweet, overall. Even when I was mad at her, just being around her made me happy.
Tiana has set up a GoFundMe to help support herself and her 9-year-old brother. A link to that is on our website, mystateline.com. Eric?
Rachel, thanks for sharing that story with us. Our Rockford man faces drug charges and is accused of beating someone early Monday morning. Just before 3, investigators were called to a home on Forest Hills Road for a domestic situation. That's where they found Tony Evans with a lot of marijuana on him. Police also searched his car, where they say they located a loaded gun with an extended magazine in plain sight. The 26-year-old was booked into the Winnebago County Jail. For the second day in a row, extra police officers are ordered to patrol Jefferson High School grounds in Rockford. Yesterday, we told you security efforts were bolstered after someone made a threat against students and staff online. Many parents we spoke with chose to keep their students home for the day to be safe. Late last night, similar threats were made. Rockford police and the school district are investigating. RPS 205 says student safety is top priority.
Some local leaders are working to ensure gun owners store their firearms properly. State Representative Dave Vella is partnering up with mayors of Machesney Park and Loves Park to give out free gun locks this weekend. Vella says while gun violence is an issue in our community, this is one way to educate and demonstrate gun safety.
Gun safety is very important, okay? Again, if you have a gun in the home and you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to keep it safe, kids could get after it. There are a lot of bad things can happen. I want to make sure that the guns are safely stored and safely locked away for when they're needed.
Loves Park Police will do a short class on gun locks and safety. The free gun lock event is this Saturday from 10 until noon at Loves Park City Hall.
Rockford fire crews rushed to a house on North Rockton Avenue across the street from Mercy Health Hospital. It happened just before noon today. The fire department posted these pictures. When firefighters got there, smoke and flames were coming from the garage. Crews put the fire out within 10 minutes. Investigators say no one was hurt. First responders managed to save the family dog as well. Firefighters have not said what sparked the blaze.
One day after jury selection started in the homicide trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, a jury is seated and both sides have delivered opening arguments. Rittenhouse fatally shot 2 people during a turbulent police brutality protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin last year. Prosecutors say Rittenhouse, who traveled from his home in Illinois, instigated the deadly confrontation. The state pointing out Rittenhouse shot one of his victims in the back, but the defense argues he acted in self-defense.
Yet out of these hundreds of people, only one person killed anyone that night. Only one person shot anyone that night.
Kyle Rittenhouse protected himself, protected his firearm so it couldn't be taken, used against him or other people.
Rittenhouse has entered not guilty pleas to 2 counts of homicide along with several other charges. If convicted, Rittenhouse is looking at a mandatory life sentence.
State energy advocates predict your winter heating bills will skyrocket as the weather gets colder. Commodity prices, that's what you pay for natural gas, have been going through the roof since last year. At the same time, utility companies are entering pricey spending programs. The Citizens Utility Board, or CUB, says these things could lead to an expensive winter for state-line households. Jim Chilson with CUB urges utility companies to be better corporate citizens.
Every winter, there is a need for energy assistance. And right now, this is an emergency situation. We need more energy assistance for consumers to help them pay their bills and to help them keep connected in this in this cold winter.
Coming up tonight at 6, Chilson provides some energy-saving tips to keep your family warm and your wallet happy this winter. Hollywood mourns the loss of Halyna Hutchins. She's the cinematographer shot with a prop gun on the set of Alec Baldwin's film Rust.
A State Line man now producing motion pictures in Hollywood worked alongside Hutchins. He tells Michelle Rave his colleague's death was senseless. Michelle?
Eric Mimi, the Rockford native, says he developed a great friendship with Halyna Hutchins and can't believe she's gone.
When I saw the next news headline saying it was her name, the bottom just falls out of you.
Joe Bond has over a decade of experience working in Hollywood. He was born and raised in Rockford and moved to LA in 2009. 3 years ago, he helped produce a TV show, and that's where he met Halyna Hutchins.
So we started interviewing DPs from LA, came across Halyna, and ended up liking her the best. So we offered her the job. She flew out, and we started shooting the feature with her as our DP.
The 42-year-old died on the movie set of Rust in New Mexico. Actor Alec Baldwin unknowingly fired the prop gun, killing her.
She wasn't just a lovely person herself, but she was a joy to work with. She didn't cause problems. She tried to solve them before they started. Yeah, she was a great person all the way around.
Bond says he doesn't understand how something like this could happen.
And it's senseless. You know, there's so many protocols that lead up to this kind of thing happening that should keep it from happening. Yeah, it knocks the wind out of you. Everyone in that chain that leads up to the gun being on set is responsible to some degree.
Bond wishes he made more of an effort to reconnect with Halyna over the years, but says her legacy will live on through her work.
She was a bright light, you know. She was cheery and happy and creative and a joy to work with, a joy to be around. I wish I'd spend more time with her.
Through this tragedy, Bond hopes this will give the filmmaking industry a wake-up call to help create a safer environment for everyone involved in making TV shows and movies to ensure something like this never happens again. Mimi, Eric?
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, see King at WTVO.com. That's where you can share your fall photos. A big thank you to everyone who has shared their fall photos so far. Beautiful picture coming in from the Anderson Japanese Gardens. Frank Schmidt shared this photo. Love the color. You know, it's a beautiful place to go, especially this time of year as the leaves begin to change. So, Frank, thank you so much for that. Mike sharing this picture. Good old fall harvest taking place a couple weeks ago. This week, if you've got to get out in the fields, no problems. Wind has been a little bit of an issue. We are starting to dry out from some of the rain that we had here at the end of October, but no rain expected for us here, at least for the next several days. So, Mike, thank you so much for sharing this picture. Beautiful sunset there, and tonight actually going to be a beautiful sunset as well. Our winds a little on the breezy side, not as strong as what they were yesterday. A live look with a Mercial SkyTrack camera as we look kind of to the north here out in Freeport. Oh, these colors on the trees, they have just really popped since we've had a lot of these colder nights and sunnier days. You likely have noticed over the last week, really those colors kind of coming through on the trees, and a lot more leaves too on the ground with some of the wind and the rain that we've had as well. The sun will set this evening at 5:48. It came up this morning at 7:31. This weekend, daylight saving time comes to an end, which means, hey, on the bright side, our sun comes up at 6:37. On the downfall, Sunday night, that sun will set at 4:42. So get used to those darker evenings a little sooner. And with those shorter days, we'll eventually begin to see those temperatures cool off. And our numbers are cooling here this evening at 45 in Rockford. Still with that wind, though, it's pushed that wind chill factor down into the 30s. Feels like 39. 39 is the wind chill in Janesville, 45. And that wind coming in from the northwest will eventually subside, very similar to what it did last night, turning at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Still from the northwest, we'll see a little bit more cloud cover move in this evening, but eventually we'll begin to clear things out. Mike north of Forston checking in underneath a mostly cloudy sky, 45 degrees, also 45 for our weather watcher Bob here on the southeast end of Rockford. Check out that dew point number at 23. That's caused our relative humidity to fall back quite a bit. So you've likely noticed maybe a little more dry skin, maybe your hands have felt a little more scratchy, you've had more static in your hair. These next few days it is going to be dry. So just kind of anticipate that as we transition from that kind of colder period to eventually a warmer one, thanks to this ridge of high pressure here out to the west. But until then, we've got that dip in the jet stream. High pressure actually moving in at the surface, so it's really not going to allow much rainfall. On average, we get just a little under 2.3 inches of rain for the month of November. And yeah, we've added up snow too. On average, just a little over 2 inches there. Average high temperature starting off in the mid-50s. When we see that month come to an end, down to 40 degrees for that average high. 40s is where we'll stay here the next couple of days. That's after waking up to temperatures tomorrow in the mid-20s. We're back into the mid-40s for tomorrow afternoon with high pressure closer to us. Winds won't be as strong, but it will be another cold night Wednesday night, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. Temperatures, they get close to 50 degrees in some spots, and I think we will warm into the low 50s once we head towards Friday, 51 degrees. That's after 45 on Wednesday, 49 on Thursday, 56 on Saturday. Little more cloud cover, but right now Saturday looks dry. And then, guys, look at that. We've got a string maybe of some 60-degree temperatures that could kick off the beginning of next week.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
Don't look now, but the Bulls have the best record in the NBA. They're 6-1. Can they sustain this hot start? I love the way DeMar DeRozan has fit in with this team. He and Zach LaVine are playing well together, and both are thriving. Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso have accepted their roles. Guys who get after it on defense first, facilitate the offense with their passing, and as far as ball goes, knock down the open three. And Nikola Vucevic doesn't seem to mind that his scoring is down. With the addition of DeRozan, Vooch doesn't need to score as much. I wondered if he might get upset about that, but he seems to be sacrificing individual numbers just fine for team wins. Despite the absence of Patrick Williams and Kobe White, the Bulls still have good depth. Javonte Green, Derrick Jones Jr., and Ayo Dosunmu bring lots of energy off the bench. I'm still not sure this team has the interior defense to challenge for the top in the East. We'll know more about this team after it plays upcoming games against the 76ers, Nets, Warriors, and Lakers. But I like what I'm seeing. And it's good to see the Bulls have a competent front office after years of not having one. Well, the 1990s were the Bulls' golden years, of course, in the eyes of most of us, but perhaps not so much in the eyes of Scottie Pippen. Pippen has a memoir coming out soon, and in it he complains about the documentary. He says The Last Dance glorifies Michael Jordan, and it downplays the impact of the rest of the Bulls. Pippen says he feels like he was merely a prop for Jordan. Pippen is upset with Jordan because Jordan had editorial content or control over the documentary. So basically, the documentary was seen through the eyes of Jordan. Pippen says he felt like he was underappreciated throughout his career, and now he's had to relive that feeling through the documentary. I can understand Pippen feeling like a second fiddle and being jealous of the attention and praise heaped on Jordan, but here's the thing. Jordan was larger than life. He was the main reason the Bulls won 6 titles, just like Tom Brady's the main reason the Patriots won 6 Super Bowls. Does Jordan have an ego? Sure, all the great ones do. It's just a shame that Pippen, though, who basically lived out a dream, played in the NBA, won 6 championships, and made millions of dollars, and he can only look back with bitterness. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Candace will be here in just a few seconds with the last weather update.
But first, here's a look at what's to come on News Nation tonight.
On Balance tonight, live from the nation's capital, as results in the Virginia governor's race roll in. If it goes red, it will be the biggest political surprise since 2016. That's On Balance tonight. Now here's a look at Dan Abrams Live.
Thanks, Leland. Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. Prosecutors make their case against Kyle Rittenhouse, who shot 3 people in last summer's riots. We explore why he may have a real legal claim to self-defense. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That's all coming up tonight on the fastest growing cable news network in America, News Nation. It's available on the cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com.
Our skies, they will stay dry as we go through the night tonight. We will see a little more cloud cover move in here for us this evening, and then a partly cloudy sky overnight tonight. Temperatures dropping down into the 20s, so it will be a cold one, down to 25 degrees. We're up to 45 for tomorrow afternoon, 49 once we head towards Thursday. Staying dry, a little more cloud cover moving in for Saturday. 60s then greet us as we head into next week. Could see a couple of showers late Monday and Tuesday.
Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for watching. Stay safe.